Hello the English speakers, welcome to the forest again. It took some convincing, but finally she decided, okay, I can go into the forest, but it's very windy today. I hope it's not disturbing the sound too much. But let's start by taking a big deep breath before she drags me into a tree. I'll talk a little bit about masks, vaccines, general health, and the narratives that are sort of exploding and being more and more insane. In Japan, they have now appointed a loneliness minister. I'm not sure if hiring a Japanese person for that, as there is something wrong with their culture at the moment. They are reaching new highs in loneliness and suicides, and this COVID panic is of course not very helpful. They don't have strict governmental lockdowns, but they have cultural lockdowns, pretty much like in Sweden, where some people are behaving like Nazis or Karens, and they are attacking their friends and families and destroys the general well-being and media, of course. Masks hurt people, so we have compiled science about everything they are causing, the breathing problems, the social problems, like all the suicides in Japan. So anyone who goes on their bullshit, we can just take a mask and then other people will shut up and we can go back to work. No, it doesn't work like that. You wear a mask and then you shut down some more, and then you take just another vaccine and another one and another one and another one. It will never ever end. Don't give these people 1 inch. Tell them, sort of. We have something called mast cells, so not mask, but mast. They are part of the immune system, and Dr. Bean has started a series now to explain them. They are very important to keep them happy and calm. They should work, but they should not be insane, because they will eat up your lungs and your nerves and everything, cause asthma and allergies and autoimmune diseases and COVID, long COVID, for example. Some things that calms them down is vitamin D, quercetin, and vitamin C. I would add all the B vitamins that are more or less helpful for this too. So listen to that series if you want to be more informed or confused on a higher level. Quercetin also, according to this study in silico, so it's a computer simulation, it has a direct antiviral effect. The normal thing we think about when you hear quercetin, you think, oh, it's an ionophore, so it brings zinc into the cells, and the zinc messes up the viral reproduction. But apparently quercetin have a direct effect on the viruses too, according to this study. So we know that it helps against many things, and it's also great against allergies and asthma and stuff. Some people can get adverse reactions to quercetin, so keep that in mind. Then there is something called nanobodies. Llamas and similar animals don't have antibodies like we have. They have a simpler version that's called nanobodies, and these are way better at being useful in many ways, sort of. Anyway, they work better for being more general. As they are simpler, they can do more stuff, it seems. So they tried to inhale those into Persian hamsters, or no, Syrian hamsters, golden hamsters are they also called. So this pin 21 is this nanobody called, seems to get rid of the virus, But this is just another thing that destroys the virus. So it's useless to fight long COVID or stop the cytokine storm and so on. So you need to have it early. So I don't know if this is a big thing. I mean, if you're too late to the hospital, then you're too late to the hospital, and then nothing that kills the virus can actually help you. But interesting nevertheless, and you learn something about llamas, which is always good. Then we have vaccinations. A typical example from Sweden here. We have an expert, Matti Sällberg. He is seen as an expert in media. What is his expertise? Yeah, it's to be partial. So he's the leader, the chairman of the board for a company called the Swedish Vaccination Factory. So of course he has no agenda at all, you can imagine, and some other pharma company. One city, Mariestad in Sweden, vaccinated people in their healthcare. It doesn't seem to be a very healthy staff they have. 30% got sick of the vaccine and had to stay at home. No one was seriously injured, but yeah, they should do some thinking about how healthy they are, and of course be a little bit skeptic about the vaccines. CDC has now reported close to 1,000 deaths nearby vaccines, and 3,451 people have been taken to the emergency room, the emergency part of the hospital. I have no idea, forgotten that name. But not good, and 316 people have gotten permanent disabilities. So fewer than the people dying, but not really good. Putting this into children is insane. And then we have some science here that says that there might be chronic diseases that develop after some year of this mRNA experiments. So giving this to children, again, it's insane. Anything might happen, and as they are not in big risk of the virus, it's just stupid. Doing experiments on people who are going to die in 3 or 5 years, okay, maybe worth the risk, and they might take it, but doing it on children, that's just evil. Steven Crowder, one of the biggest commentators and comedians about news in USA, has been banned from Twitter. The reason is that he has been doxing people, which is not allowed. The problem is that he's doxing people showing where they live, which in these cases are like a parking lot or on the streets or between two buildings where there is nothing. So these are fake addresses that don't exist, and he showed them. He's not banned from YouTube yet, and he has been suing Facebook for not dishonest marketing, as Facebook is not a platform but something else according to the lawsuit. So they continue to silence people. They are not interested in arguing. They just want to shut people up and hide information, because that's how a cult and communism and this globalist fascist way of thinking works, and it works until it doesn't work anymore, and then people will get put to the wall because they will not stop. Boris Johnson has got a young, beautiful, sexy climate activist as the mother of his child. So now he is coming out and say, oh yeah, if we just pay more taxes and let people like Rockefeller and Bill Gates and whatever, all the rich and powerful people and the Chinese Communist Party, if they can just put some more taxes on you, then the Muslim extremists and Antifa and so on will just disappear, because logic, who cares? I have a beautiful girlfriend, so don't care about the logic. That seems to be the reasoning. He needs to go. I don't think there's any way better alternative right now. I've heard about some ones, but he's compromised, not a friend of the people anymore. I like him personally, but he should not be a prime minister. The police chief of the capital have admitted now that Antifa was a big part of the problems at the capital, so yet another thing that the media is ignoring, and the people behind the narrative they just don't care. They go on with their lies and try some new lies, that's all. New lies, Navalny, who is sort of leading the freedom movement in USA according to Western propaganda or UK propaganda. He's problematic in the way that he have been doing corrupt shit. He has been calling for violence, and he has close contacts with Western intelligence, which is a little bit a problem if you are, well, trying to run for office in Russia. One would think it's not friends of Russia. So they still have not pulled their support for him. Why? Not of these reasons, of course. But said some mean things about Muslims 15 years ago. So now you know at least when all of these China communists are pushing their Russia, which they always do. Don't look at China, don't look at China. It's communist Russia that doesn't exist. They don't care. They don't change the narrative just because reasons. Never ever. I hope you can hear something now because it's blowing a lot. But now you can tell all Chinese communists that they are Islamophobic, which is not really a stretch, as they put Uyghurs into concentration camps. So now you know how to turn their narrative against them. In Germany, one of these alternative for Germany party members have been attacked by Antifa. That's what they do all the time. And with that, see you tomorrow, and I hope you heard something about the last part where I had to scream for the wind. Sorry about that. Blame the dog. She is so cute, so you can't really blame her, can you? But yeah, she wants to go out in the wind. She didn't find any loud machines today, but yeah, she's quite nice dog, but sometimes well, we love her. So with that, see you tomorrow.